Happy Thursday, boys and girls. I hope you're having a great day. Today is our last day to talk about data and graphing. So we're going to review a whole bunch of things, and by the end of today's lesson, you are going to tell me how super smart and you know all the different kinds of graphs that we talked about, and you know their special parts, and you can answer questions about them because you have worked so hard this whole data and graphing unit. I am so proud of you. So let's get started. So do you remember way back in the beginning when we first started this unit, I read you the Great Graph Contest, and I showed you so many different types of graphs, and you're like, what? I can't keep them all straight. But now you know so much. I know you're going to be able to name all these types of graphs. So do you remember how we started? Do you remember what this was called? It's not really a graph, really, right? This one right here. Let's see, it has a title. Are more rocks smooth or rough? And they divided into two parts, rough and smooth. Yeah, it was kind of like this one that we did, right? Summer and winter, right? It's just a good sorting chart, right? When we're just sorting two things, right? So that's what we started with. We said if we had a group of things and we just picked one characteristic to sort them by, that's an easy peasy sorting chart, right? Do you remember what type of graph this is? Let's see. It has a title and it has two choices. Our title is, did more reptiles or birds hatch? And it has reptiles and it has birds. It has pictures. What do you think? Yeah, it's a pictograph, right? It has its labels and it has its title and it has its data in terms of pictures. But what is our pictograph missing? Think. It tells me how many. Yes, it's missing a key, right? We need to have one of those say that each, like maybe snake equals 1 or bird equals 1, right? That's what we need for a pictograph, right? That one didn't have it either. But here, my pictograph over here does, right? See, my heart equals 1. So very good. This was a good graph. It would have been perfect if they just would have done their key, right? So key equals 1. Oh, do you remember what this kind is called? We did one of these yesterday. Let's see. It has a title. Do more suits have flowers or bugs or both? And it has labels. It has flowers, both, bugs. Right, and in the middle, do you remember what that's called? Yeah, it's a Venn diagram, right? Just like what we did yesterday. Remember, ours was overflowing. Our Venn diagram was overflowing. We did blue, circles, or both, remember? That's a Venn diagram. A Venn diagram is really helpful when you're trying to compare two things and say how they're the same and how they're different. Good. So that was our Venn diagram. Look at how much you've learned already. Right? Do you remember? Oh, what's this one? What kind of graph was this one? We already talked about it. This one right here. Oh, no, we kind of didn't. Yeah. What's this one? We didn't talk about it. Threw me off because of the pictures, but let's see. Let's see what it has. It has a title. What do shoppers plan to do with their new flower? There's the title. What do shoppers plan to do with their new flower? So it has a title and it has labels. Let's see. It has plant it, give it away, eat it, right? And it has data. I said, oh, the data is in form of pictures, but what do you notice about the data? They're all the same size, but this is what got me. I almost said it was a pictograph, right? I almost said it was a pictograph, but what are these? What are these? Numbers, right? Which of my graph has numbers? Does a pictograph have numbers? No, a pictograph has a key, right? Like this one here, and it says heart equals 1, right? But this doesn't. This has numbers. So let's see. What kind of graph has numbers and data and labels and a title? Do you remember? Now, I know the pictures are throwing us off, but think of them as little squares all the same size. Yeah, it's a bar graph, right? It's a bar graph because bar graphs have numbers, right? Remember our numbers down here? Bar graphs have numbers. Pictographs have a key, right? So this one, even though they were trying to trick us, is more like a bar graph because it has numbers. Do you remember all the bar graphs we made? We made lots of bar graphs, but remember? Yeah, so even though those are flowers, they are trying to trick us because it has the numbers and not a key. It's a bar graph, right? It's making us tricky. I guess you can still call it a pictograph without a key, but I wish they just would have made it simple on us and just made them into bars. But you can see how those are all the same size, right? All right, and then, another kind of, I guess this one doesn't have a key or numbers, but I said, I told you, it kind of looks like a bar graph, doesn't it? Because they're all the same. And then what about this one? What about this one? Let's see its parts. Has a title. What color is most common? So there's our title. What color is most common? Let's see. It has colors, right? It has colors to divide it. It's a circle divided in parts. It doesn't have its labels, right? But we know it says blue, pink, orange. They didn't write it. And the only thing it's missing is its numbers, right? Its percentages. What kind of graph is that? Yeah, good. It is a pie chart. Yes, pie chart. See? Very good. Right? The pie chart, that looks just like our pie chart, except that one had, that one didn't have our percentages, right? Alrighty, boys and girls. Look at all the different graphs you would. Oh, sorry, there was one more that wasn't on here, right? That we practiced, right? But they did have it in the book. Do you remember? Yeah, the tally chart, right? And a tally chart can help us get information quickly, right? We can easily see that yellow was the most common, right? But it also, tally charts help us just like they did in this book. She organized her information about what hatched, ducks, snakes, songbirds, etc., and tallied it, and then helped her to make her picture graph, right? So tally charts can help us be their own kind of chart or graph, but it can also help us to make another kind. So wow, who would have known when we first read this book way back when that you would know all those graphs? You just told me all the different graphs we learned, all the different parts that they had, right? Well, I kind of helped you, but you helped me with some, right? And once you know those characteristics and you know the parts, you can make a perfect graph yourself. Like my friend, one of my friends in Miss Winslow's class, after we did our pie chart, which I'm not seeming to find right now. Where is it? Oh, remember our pie chart where about said teddy bear counters, but it was actually frogs. And we made this one. He made one about fruit, and it was so cute, right? So you have learned so much. You can make all kinds of graphs. So now we're going to put it all together, and we're going to pretend that you are a paleontologist, right, who studies bones, and you are trying to figure out you were a group of you paleontologists were working. And every time you looked at the bones and you classified the bones, you just stuck a picture. Oh, yeah, that's a T-Rex bone. Oh, that's a pterodactyl bone. Although we know, right, a pterodactyl isn't a dinosaur. It's a pterosaur, right? But I just lumped it in on our graph. Okay, so now I want you to look really quickly. So these paleontologists were working, and then they had to find a question, right? Because what do graphs help us do? They help to organize that information, right? They help us to make it so easy to compare. So they have to come up with a question, and they wanted to know how many dinosaur bones of each type did we find, including the pterosaur, the pterodactyl, right? So that was their question. How many did we find? Now, I want you to look at this really quickly, right? Kind of made it easy. They kind of helped themselves by making their pictures all a different color. So if they found some pterodactyl bones, they put it up there, right? But now look, quickly. What's the most common? Oh, do you know? I'll give you one more check. Which one's the most common? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Which one do you think it is? What color? Or if you know the name? Okay, we're going to check. Then I'm going to give you 5 seconds after we make our graph, and we're going to see how quickly you know what's the most common, right? Okay, so every good scientist or teacher or student starts with a question. What do I have the most of, right? Or how many of each type of bone do I have, right? So that's what we have to do. So let's see. The first thing we need to do is come up with our title of our graph, which I did for us. See, dinosaur bones found, because that's what they wanted to know. They wanted to know what they had the most of and how many of each, right? And can you tell what kind of graph we're going to use? Let's see. It has a title, Dinosaur Bones Found. It has labels, right? It has labels both in pictures and words. Brachiosaurus, Stegosaurus, Triceratops, T-Rex, Pterodactyl, or Pterosaur, but we're working it in there, right? And it has, numbers. It has numbers. And it has our data ready to go. We didn't put our data in yet. That's what we have to look to make our graph. But it's in the form of what? Yeah, bars. So it is a bar graph. We're making a bar graph, right? Okay, and I especially like bar graphs, right, because they have the numbers where it's really easy for me to find how many really quickly. All right, so now I'll let you look, and we'll do it slowly, right? I'll let you look. So let's see. How many brachiosauruses did the paleontologists find? Did we find? Let's see, they're the purple ones. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. So because we're kind of in a hurry, right? Paleontologists are always in a hurry, right? We can just go up to the 4. See my number 4 right here. And I'm just going to put a mark there, an X right there, so I know, I went all the way up to 4. And then I'm just going to color quickly, right? Now, this isn't my best kindergarten coloring at all, right? I know. But I don't want to waste your time doing my best kindergarten coloring. If we were in class and you were doing this graph yourself, for sure I'd want your best. But it works, right? You can see it's 4, and I know that looks like it's on the screen. It looks like it's blue, but it is purple, I promise you. All right, now what's this kind of dinosaur? Ooh, it has scales on its back. Yeah, Stegosaurus. Let's see. Let's look at the data we collected so we can organize it into our graph. How many blue Stegosauruses are there? Let's count. Now, we could tally, but there's not that many, so we don't have to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do a double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. So we have 6 Stegosauruses. I wonder what color this is going to look like if my purple looked blue. Okay, so we go to 6. See the line 6? This is a quick way to do it. When you do graphs next year in first grade, you can see you can just put your mark on 6 because that's what we're going up to, right? of course, you'll do really nice coloring for your first grade teacher. And then we color it in, go all the way down, and then it's easy to see 6. All right. All right, looks blue, good. Oh, what's this? That big thing on its head and 2 horns. Triceratops. It's green even though it looks yellow, right? So how many Triceratops did the paleontologist find? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Good job. 3. So I find my 3 right here. Easy peasy, see 3, and I come across and I make my line there and I know, oh, that's what I'm coloring up to. So I can color quickly, trying to do my best quick kindergarten coloring. All right, and we have 3. Oh, that looks crazy colors, I'm telling you. All right, and, oh, what about T-Rex? How many T-Rexes did we have? Those brown ones standing on 2 legs. 1, 2, 3, 4 T-Rexes. All right, that's brown. I wonder what color that's going to show up. All right, so we go to 4. Oh, what else had 4? Brachiosaurus, right? So it's the same. So I put my line there and I color down quickly. All right, and my last one is my pterosaur, right? That's really not a dinosaur. It's a flying reptile that was around at the time of the dinosaurs. Pterodactyl, right? How many pterodactyls did we have? Those were orange on my paper. How many pterodactyls? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another 5. Oh, no, we didn't have another 5. 5. All right. Pterodactyls were orange. So I do my 5 right here. I go across. That's what I'm coloring up to right there. I'll do it quickly. Now, remember how when we at the beginning when I asked you what do you think you have the most of? And I only let you look quickly? Let's see if you made a good guess. But now, I bet you only need 3 seconds to see what. You can see. I'll give you 3 seconds the first time. Okay? And if you don't know the name of the dinosaur, that's okay. Just say the color. All right, ready? I'll give you 3 seconds. What? Which one did they find the most of? 1, 2, 3. Do you see how easy that was? I bet you can even do it in 2 seconds. What did they find the least of? 1, 2. Yeah. Because graphs make the information so much easier to read and to see how many and to compare how many or how many more. Look at from this to this, how much easier it is to see what there's more of and how many more, right? So what did we have the most of? Stegosaurus. Look, because we go over here and we move our finger across. Easy peasy. It is 6. I can't find my, right, 6. And how many Brachiosauruses did we have? Easy peasy. 4. Remember, it's always good to put our totals at the top, right? So it's easy to see. How many Triceratops? Right here. Nah, you don't even need to go across. That's an easy one to see. 3. Ooh, and what about T-Rex? How many T-Rex bones did we find? Good. 4. And what about pterodactyl or pterosaur? Not really a dinosaur. Good. 5. See, so now it's so easy when we organize data into a graph. It's so easy to see what's the most. Yeah, like we said, Stegosaurus. Which type had the most? What type of bones did we have the most of? It was our... Can't find my blue right now. Where did my blue go? Oh, there it is. It was our Stegosaurus right here, right? And what did we find the least of? What did we find the least of? Yeah, our Triceratops right here. And then we can also ask other questions like with a graph like this, especially a bar graph, it's so easy to compare how many more, how many less. Look, I can say, did you have more T-Rexes or pterodactyls? And you can easily say, oh, I had more. We found more pterodactyl bones. And then how many more? Remember, we have to ask who has a partner. Let's see. So let's make our thing. Let's see. Partner, partner, partner. Let's go to the top. The first one that doesn't have a partner is this one. Just one without a partner. One more. And did you have less Triceratops or Stegosauruses? Did you have less Triceratops or Stegosauruses? And you easily see, oh yeah, well I know. That was the least, that was the most. I had the less Triceratops. How many less? Remember, again, we have to see who doesn't have a partner. So let's see. Partner, partner, partner. This is the first one without a partner, right? So we're going to put it there, and then it's easy to count. How many don't have partners? 1, 2, 3. That means there's 3 less Triceratops and Stegosauruses. Well, boys and girls, I hope you had so much fun with data and graphing, as much fun as I did. And I hope you've learned how important graphs are and how they can help us quickly organize information. And then once we see a graph, how we can compare information. You will use all types of graphs for the rest of your life. I promise you, you will. So it's so important that we practice this important skill. And you're going to get so much more practice next year. So thanks for joining me. I had so much fun learning about graphs with you. If you want to learn more about these dinosaurs, check out my story time today. I'm going to read a cool book about these different types of dinosaurs too. And I will see you tomorrow for a last math lesson. Just a review lesson. Review a whole bunch of easy things. Just one more review before we end for the summer. So I will see you tomorrow. Double kiss your brain. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I'm so proud of everything you've learned about graphs. And to double high five me. And let's give you a roller coaster cheer. Ready? Get to the top. Woo! Woo! You're wonderful and awesome. Whoosh! See you tomorrow.